John Terry says this is a big game. How's he feeling about going to Stamford Bridge for the first time and being in the away dugout?
I believe he'll be excited for it. Yeah, I mean, he always said that he would never go back and play against them, and I'm certainly not going to pick him. But no, he'll be excited, and I'm sure he'll get an unbelievable reception after the playing career he's had at that football club and his ties at that football club. So he'll be looking forward to going back. I'm sure it'll be a little bit different for him. But his mind has been solely on helping myself, Richard, and Neil Cutler coach the team ready to try and beat the team that and the club that he loves.
Do you sense it'll be an emotional time for him? Can he cope with the emotion of it all?
Yeah, no, listen. I've spoke before about the amount of time that I've been in football. John's been in football a long time, so he knows going back will be special for him. He's been back there. I'm guessing watching games. And I went to watch him in Sport Aid playing there in the summer as well. So he's been there, and he'll get an unbelievable reception from their supporters, and rightly so.
Underline his contribution for you and how important he is to you and the rest of your team.
He's very important. I love working with JT. He's brought something different to our coaching setup. I feel like he's come to his own, being with us getting promoted to the Premier League. He spent all his career, apart from one at Villa, in the Premier League as well. And he's getting better and better as a coach. And I've championed him a long time, saying that he will eventually be a top manager as well. And but at the moment, he's very keen to keep learning and making a major contribution, to Aston Villa certainly on the coaching pitches.
You say he's brought something different. In what way?
Well, his knowledge, his experiences. He's lifted the Premier League title enough times, and the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. He was a serial winner for Chelsea, so he knows how to win things, and that mentality can rub off on people.
How long do you think it might be before he gets restless and wants to be a number one? It's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that he'll stay with me as long as possible, but we've got a good enough relationship, an open enough relationship for him to come to me, at any time. But I don't expect it, in the meantime, because he's enjoying the job so much at the moment. The important thing, he feels he's still learning at the moment as well.
Has he come to you to say, what do you think about this? Has he made any indication that he has considered leaving or not?
No, not at all. We have regular performance reviews for him and my coaching staff, and we do an end of season appraisal as well, and I'll go over some of the things that I think that he can improve on, but some of the things that he's excelling on as well. And as I said, he's a learner. He's got a thirst for learning, real growth mindset, which I really like to see in people.
So he can learn. What else does he have to add?
To become a manager, an opportunity for one, but also he's always asking me questions about why I make certain decisions, because I can see he's still thinking about why I've made them decisions, and most of them have been made due to my experiences as being a manager myself. So I've done the same as what JT did. I went youth team manager first, and then assistant manager at Leighton Orient for 4.5 years. So you have to go and do them hard yards, and get your confidence on the training ground in front of the players before you eventually. There are people that can go straight into it, but he has chosen this route for him.
You go into this match having drawn at Manchester United at the weekend. You beat Newcastle before that. How much confidence do you feel you have?
It's a buoyant dressing room, yeah, that's for sure. We left Old Trafford a little bit disappointed. They came at us second half, but you would expect a team at Old Trafford to come here. I thought first half we performed really well and created some really good opportunities, and Our players, performed really well. And, I thought it was a thoroughly deserved draw, a tough place to go, and then we're following it up with another tough place to go in Stamford Bridge. But that's the nature of the beast in the Premier League, and we're looking forward to it. But the players are in a good place. I mean, we lost 3 games in a row in the Premier League, but 2 of them were against Man City and Liverpool, which most teams are going to lose against. And now we're in a run of games where we've got opportunities to get points. We managed to get one on Sunday, and we're looking forward to trying to challenge Chelsea now at the Bridge.
A lot of the focus on Sunday was on Jack Grealish, who has scored a great goal against Manchester United. Apparently, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer afterwards told him he was the best player on the pitch. Are you okay with the opposition manager saying that kind of thing to?
Well, I'd certainly say if I saw an opposition player who was running the game, and for 30 minutes I thought Jack was. I've seen the speculation probably in the press, with pundits and whatnot, saying linking Jack with other clubs and saying he could possibly go. What I don't realise, I've worked with the kid for 14 months, and he tells the story himself about jumping into his bush in his back garden at 6 years old, pretending it was the Old End. He's Villa through and through. He's now performing on the biggest stage he can in the Premier League for Aston Villa, and he's playing well, scoring goals, creating assists, and it's a club he loves. And he signed a new contract at the start of last season, and we've got 2 very wealthy owners who want to build a team around the likes of Jack. So, they can keep linking him with other football clubs, but this is the one football club that he loves, and that's probably the most important thing.
Is it unhelpful though when people do the linking and saying what a great player he is, and he's exactly what Manchester United need?
I think at times it can be lazy journalism, because Wolves got promoted last year. I didn't see Neves getting linked with Manchester United, and he's a top player. I've said he's a top player, but this isn't a small club here at Aston Villa. And as I've said, we've got 2 billionaire owners who, bought this football club for a reason, wanted this football club to get into the Premier League. We're in the Premier League, and now they want to carry it forward. So, I'm sure they wouldn't even be thinking of, one of our top players being linked with other clubs.
How's your squad looking for the match at Chelsea? Anwar El Ghazi came off at...
Yeah, Anwar won't be available for tomorrow. He's had a scan though, and the scan was pretty clear. He's still got pain on the side of the leg, so I'm hopeful he'll be fit for the Leicester game on Sunday.
Was it his knee? Or?
Yeah, he got a whack on the side, and it was when he landed, and he jarred a little bit, but everything's intact after the scan. So he'll be there. Well, he should be there for Sunday. I'm hopeful. But we've got Hotter back to full fitness now, so he comes back into the squad and pushing for the starting place on Wednesday night.
Any other concerns though?
No other concerns. No, everybody else is fully fit. Yeah.
Tammy Abraham missed the match for Chelsea at the weekend against West Ham. We hear from Frank Lampard that they are going to give him every opportunity to be fit to play against Aston Villa. What have you made of Tammy Abraham as a Premier League striker this season? Obviously, you had him with you last season. He's
the player that I thought he would be in the Premier League. I'd have loved to have been able to keep him here at Aston Villa, but it would have cost too much money. And he's doing what I fully expected him to do at Chelsea. I'm pleased that we as a football club have played a small part in his development. He stayed at Villa last year, first player to score over 20 goals in a league season for a very long time at Aston Villa. A joy to work with, great attitude, great person, and he hasn't surprised me one bit going to Chelsea. Listen, they've got an unbelievable squad of players. He's one who's come through the academy and has earned his place at the top table now, and he's scoring goals. So I'm really, really pleased for him, and I fully expect if he's fit, he'll be playing against us.
It's a small part in his development. Perhaps a bit more than a small part, surely.
Yeah, I mean, he's been at Chelsea a long time, though. Bristol City could say the same. He went there for 40 games, and came to us for 40 games as well. I suppose the fact that he was playing in front of 40,000 fans, enables him to experience what he's going to experience week in, week out at Chelsea.
So you're not surprised, but are you glad to see him get an opportunity? At a club like Chelsea, which...
Really pleased, and you can see what Frank has done. He's introduced Reece James, he's introduced Mason Mount as well. So they've got some really good young talents in the academy. And when I was down at Brentford, we used to play their academy quite a lot, and they've got some good players there, and they've got some a lot of players as well. So there's a lot of players coming through their ranks, and it's great to see them strutting their stuff now, in the Premier League and and England as well.
Finally, just tell me about the job that you think Frank Lampard has done. Obviously, you came up against him 3 times last season.
4 times he beat me Brentford.
When he was that's right. Yeah, when he was at Derby. The job that he has done as Chelsea boss. What do you make of that?
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's gone in there. Obviously, everybody knows they've got the transfer ban. But I thought he'd done a great job at Derby as well. He's gone in there, he brought in some really astute loan players, Tamori, Mount, Wilson, all done extremely well. Had a good, young, vibrant team who got to the playoffs, and, we were the ones who fortunately got through to the Premier League. But he's gone to Chelsea now, and he's carried on that style of play that he had at Derby, and, it's adventurous. He's got top players there to work with, but he's got them playing the way that he wants them to.
Has having had a transfer ban in some ways helped them as a club, helped Frank as a manager?
Not really so far, because he would have only had one small window to have dealt with so far. He's got, as I said, a very talented squad of players there anyway. You only have to look at the amount of loan players that they have go out, and but the squad that he's got there at the moment, you can see are fully behind him and Jody Morris in terms of what they do.
And just going back to Villa, I mean, you go there having got a good result, could have been slightly better, but a good result, a good performance at Manchester United. To go to Chelsea and get something, what would that say about Aston Villa's progression?
I think it's a big statement. I thought it was a big statement on Sunday as well, going to Old Trafford. Our performance probably deserved a little bit more at Manchester City as well. We made a silly mistake which led to their first goal, and then VAR made a mistake for their second goal. At Man City. So we know we can go and compete at this level. We've gone that next step, so to speak, in coming away with a result at Old Trafford. And we'll certainly be going all out to try and get the win at the Bridge now on Wednesday.
Wish you well, Dean.
Cheers, thank you.
Dean, is Jack Grealish England's secret weapon at Euro 2020?
That will all depend if he gets chosen. If he gets chosen, then he's got a chance of being, because he's a top player.
He can't be far off at least getting into that squad. I mean, does Gareth Southgate have conversations with you, or how does it work?
No, I mean, Gareth told me, I think the first window was in September. The international period was in September, and I got a message from him saying that Tyrone was being called up and they're going to continue to monitor Jack. And I'm guessing they're still monitoring him, and all he can do is keep performing the way he is.
Chelsea haven't won in 2 Premier League matches. They drew in Europe. By any modern standards, that's a club in crisis. Does that help you?
I'm not so sure it helps us. I'm sure Frank will be stung by getting beat at home against West Ham on Saturday, and the players will certainly know that, and I expect them to be fully fired up tomorrow night.
And how much can you play with freedom, bearing in mind the way you've performed at the 2 Manchester clubs away from home?
Yeah, I mean, there is freedom in our play, but there's also a lot of defensive organisation in there as well. We have to be strong defensively against these top teams, because they've got players that can hurt you. I constantly get asked all the time, what's the difference between the Championship and the Premier League, and I'll centre forwards. You know, you make mistakes at Championship level, you can sometimes get away with them. Premier League level, no, you get punished. You know, and that will continue to be the case. So our defensive organisation, our concentration is going to be key, as well as the freedom that we like to go and play with, or the attacking play, I should say.
Dean, thank you.
Thank you.